All right, 2019. It was a crazy year. And I'm a bitter person, so I hate everything. Okay, first off, senior trip, Disney. Think about how much life was killed, how much land was paved over to make all that concrete so people could take their kids and eat food and stuff their fat faces and go on rides just for a day's entertainment.
So, I've been a vegetarian for the majority of my life, and as a result, I've had a lot of exposure to different fruits and vegetables, you know? And boy, do I have some opinions on them. Let's talk honeydew. Honeydew has absolutely no business taking up like 40% of every fruit platter it's part of, you know? Like, get over yourself, you're just honeydew. Why does cantaloupe think every time it's invited to a party, you can just bring honeydew along? Like, you don't get a +1 cantaloupe.
So, the first thing I want to talk about is people's ideas of dating, how people want to go on like a movie theater date. But you're literally sitting straight up in a movie theater with a bar in between you, not talking. And if you like try to like do anything romantic or kiss or anything, like everyone's looking at you and it's just so weird. And I tried to do it once and left after like 10 minutes.
People who throw away leftover foods. 90,000 children died in the famine in Yemen last year, and you can't eat Vito's pizza the next day. Dandelions. When you eat them, they get stuck in your teeth, and they blow everywhere. It's a real mess.
Bell peppers are just like 40% air. It's like, who do you think you're fooling, bell pepper? Bell peppers are the Lay's potato chips of vegetables, and they've never once apologized for it.
One thing I don't understand is when you have group chats with more than like 3 or 4 people, because at that point, you're not even having a conversation with anyone. You're just saying, hey, let's meet at this place at this time, which you could text them individually, or you leave a text and there are 40 unread messages on your phone when you open it 5 minutes later. Or you text something and no one's responding.
Bed decorations. For people who aren't seniors seeing this, that happens a lot senior year. I talk to people. You all hate each other. I don't know why you're pretending to like each other in these posts. You all talk trash about each other, so that really annoys me.
I think it's weird the way we name some fruits and vegetables, like oranges, right? Oranges, that kind of makes sense because they're orange. But I went to the grocery store the other day and I asked for a pound of reds and half a pound of purples, and the cashier, she smiled, she nodded, and she kindly asked me where my caretaker was. So it doesn't really work with other fruits the way it works with oranges.
And this is just a realization I had that if you figure out, like if you're on a date and you figure out someone's pet, like their first pet's name and their like sports number, their middle name, like you can literally log into all their social media. I literally did that. Caleb just choked. But you probably shouldn't take dating advice from me because one of my ex-boyfriends disappeared and the other one grew a really, really gross, creepy mustache.
Talk about field day.
Yeah, talk about field day.
You want me to go about field day?
Yeah, talk about field day.
My God. Wake up at 7:30. My mom's the nurse. She's in school before me every day this whole year. In school before me. She's calling me. She's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm in the shower. I am not in the shower. I'm in bed. Late. Again. So I get to school. Who do I see leaving? Star basketball player Carl Gibson. Talking to you, Dr. P. Kids are leaving early. He left early after signing in, which was a smart move. I stayed. That was the wrong choice. What we did at field day was nothing. You either sat in the sun, and I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think a lot of people brought suntan lotion, so a lot of exposure there. So I was not happy about that. 2, they had 1 tent. How many people do we have in our class? 300, 400, 5? I don't know.
In our class it was 537.
537. 1 tent. And the sun is on an angle, so like 3 people are getting shade. It was awful. My tan line, not good. Not just that, there was no footballs. Besides 3. And the football kids took them. And they're the football kids. So, I had to adapt. And I went up there and, talked to them, got in the game. Casually had like 5 touchdowns. Maybe the game winner. It was a solid field day.
I don't also understand mint chocolate. I think at that point, if you're gonna eat mint chocolate chip ice cream, any sort of mint chocolate flavor, mint M&Ms, just brush your teeth, chew gum, and then eat chocolate. I don't understand the point of having that inside some sort of chocolate bar. I don't get it. I really don't understand. It's sort of like the aftertaste of when you brush your teeth and then go eat something afterwards. Makes no sense.
Everyone's so mean here, and people just can't be nice. So I thought that someone was holding the door for me in what is it called? I don't even know, the little theater room. And the door is super heavy, and he was like opening it, and I was walking through, and then he just let it go, and it went right in my face.
Small dogs, I don't get it. They're like rats.
I also don't understand French toast. I think that waffles and pancakes by themselves are infinitely better than French toast. You could put cinnamon, blueberries, chocolate chips inside your pancake batter, whereas French toast, anything that you add to it has to go on top. I think that the little holes on waffles make it better to hold any sort of sauce that you put on, whether that's maple syrup or chocolate, whereas French toast is just you can add cinnamon to the batter, but you can't do anything more than that.
And I think the way we name quantities of vegetables is kind of weird too, you know? Some are very scientific, like a pound of grapes or 1 apple, like that makes sense. But then there's stuff like a head of cabbage. That doesn't really make sense to me. Like, we don't just name other vegetables by body parts they resemble. You know, I don't talk about those little fingers of carrots I was eating the other day, or like the of eggplant I steamed, like that. It doesn't really work with other body parts or fruits the way it works with cabbage.
People who say like my recent on their Snapchat or Instagram stories, I saw the picture, I didn't like it on purpose, I don't care.
Also, what bothers me is when little kids want to be cool, even though like that was me when I was little. So like in elementary school, I played violin because like I didn't want to play violin, but everyone was playing an instrument. So during the recitals, I literally said, like, if this is the violin, this is the strings, this is me with the bow. Like, I didn't touch the strings. I was just like that, and I let everyone else play.
I also hate when you're in class and the teacher's obviously teaching like an hour and a half lecture going on. They've obviously had a rough day. It's not their first class either. You're sitting there, everyone understands it's last period on a Friday, and then they make one mistake, whether it's in math class or in English class. They mispronounce something, they write something wrong on the board, they forget to add something correctly, and then there's that one kid at the end of the class that raises his hand and says, I think you actually meant this, when the entire class realizes that they meant to put a plus sign instead of a minus sign. Just so they can seem better than everyone. You're stopping the entire class, you're making the teacher feel unnecessarily bad about themselves, and you're making everyone in the class uncomfortable too.
You ever feel like a cherry tomato doesn't want to be a part of the salad? Like, it kind of like, whoop, like dodges your fork, like, whoa, never mind. I guess you can't really blame it for not wanting to be eaten.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. That may be it for today. But I'm angry most days, so just come up to me in the hallway and I'll probably yell at you because you bother me. Hot take!
Thank you, PJ Wellhand, for donating these wings. They're great, and they're not fruits or vegetables, so that's fantastic.
Everyone, go to PJ's. You like them. They have good wings. They have other food too, but good wings. Wing night, Tuesdays. Half-price wings. That's pretty sweet. All right. Thank you.
Now this is all dedicated to me eating this wing. Finish up hard. That good?
Yeah.
Wait, let me get the celery.
Okay.